Hey all, this is Dave, and today's big hairy idea is, how engaged do you feel? So I am right now in the middle of an edit of our book, The Cash Machine, and I'm going through it. I'm doing a reread. I like to, when I finish a draft, I like to put a book down for a month or two and then dive back in, and I can kind of read it with new eyes at that point. And so I'm going back through and I'm reading, and there's a whole bunch of different ways you can edit a book. You can do line editing where you're going sentence by sentence, making sure the grammar is correct, making sure the punctuation is correct. There's a million mistakes of that sort in the Cash Machine, but I'm not doing that. Then you can edit for story, for character, for story arc, and there's so many different things you can do. But really, primarily what I'm doing is none of those things at this point, though I'm doing a little bit of each as I go. But it's really just reading through the book and asking myself over and over and over again, at any given point, how engaged do I feel? You know, this is one of those funny books where it's not just a story, it's also teaching core ideas. And it's not just like a lot of nonfiction teaching core ideas, but it's also a story. It's got to really be the balance of the two. And sometimes I can be so into the teaching mode that there's not really that much going on that is engaging the reader who is trying to read a really gripping story. And so, you know, I can teach something really valuable, but if I'm feeling myself wandering, I feel myself, you know, just losing interest in what I'm reading in the story itself, it's just not going to be all that effective. So it's constantly asking the question, how engaged do I feel at any given moment? And I feel like that's a really valid question, not just to ask when editing a book, but at all points in your life. Whenever you're doing something, like how engaged do you feel? I mean, the ideal is to really be plugged in and feeling lit up and feeling on fire about whatever it is that you're doing it in your life at the time. And if you just find yourself, just note, where are the places in your life you feel like, yes, this is really engaging. I'm so present. I'm so there. I'm so focused here. And where are the places where you find yourself drifting and wanting to go and check sports scores or do check the Facebook feed because you just can't hold your attention on this place anymore? Is there anything that, maybe a shift that needs to take place there? That's what I'm finding with the Cash Machine. Whenever I find myself losing my focus, like, no, there needs to be a shift here. I need to change that. I don't want to lose that place of engagement. And so too in my life, if I feel myself unengaged, I'm like, no, I don't want to feel unengaged even for a small portion of my day. How can I change this area to really get that full level of engagement that I'm looking for?